Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, Happyland fans. Welcome to the Happyland After Show. We are talking about Never Break Character, the latest episode of Happyland. We've got two super amazing guests in the studio. We're going to start with them. We have Katherine McNamara. We have Cameron Moulene. Also, we've got Kylie Hodges, Sam Davidson.
Yeah,
no one's excited.
No, the real stars.
I'll clap for myself.
Absolutely. We are so excited. This episode is a turning point for your characters.
Indeed.
A heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, tear-jerking. Or not.
For poor Will, it is, yeah.
Is it?
It'll be just fine.
I think
It's not
so.
just Will that has a hard time in this episode,
I guess
Cameron.
it isn't. Well, when we were filming it, it felt like it was just me.
Oh.
Felt like I was going through rough times.
Totally innocent, though.
Well, we will get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will totally talk about that. I
Guide
want to
us.
start the episode. I will guide you. The episode starts with really Ian just found out that he may or may not have made out with his sister.
Yeah.
Which Kylie would like
I
to
think
jump
incest is hilarious. I think this whole topic of the show is hysterical.
Well, Ian didn't even believe Lucy, which
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Right.
Because when someone says that to you, that's not, the first thing you do isn't be like, oh, you know?
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
no.
Yeah, no, you just
Exactly.
assumed it's not possible. There's no
Right.
way that
Yeah.
I just kissed my sister. That couldn't be a
Right,
thing.
exactly.
And then he's like, well, we have the same nose. Like, he's
Right.
like replaying
Yeah,
her face in his head, and he's like, oh no. However, I don't think they look that much alike.
No,
But
they
we
don't.
don't know. It could be, it could not be.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the main thing.
It's one incident in a series of many incidents that goes wrong on our show. That, you know, so it's the first bomb of many bombs that will be dropped this season.
Was that a spoiler alert?
I think it was not a spoiler. I think it was an
come on.
It's a hint.
exclusive.
I would say
Exclusive.
we've found it really funny how much the press gets crazy about the fact that there's incest involved on the show.
Alleged incest.
Alleged incest, right.
incest, Cameron.
But so,
please.
let me finish.
I'm
lady.
just explaining.
It's incest is only a driving factor for them not to hook up.
Right.
So that will just continue throughout the show until, things may or may not happen. They may find out that they're entirely related. They have the same, we'll see.
Ew. It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, incest isn't a comfortable thing.
No, I agree. I last
Kylie
week,
seems to have no problem with
Yes,
it.
we disagreed on this last week.
I think it's funny, though, because what other show can you think of where this is, like, the problem?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, I don't watch it. But let's pretend that doesn't exist.
Right.
What other MTV show deals with incest? There. Boom.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. Good
We're
point.
so original.
Yeah. I want to ask before we continue discussing incest. Do you guys have siblings?
I've got 4.
I have 0.
Okay.
0.
Oh.
Where do you fall in the lineup?
I have. I used to be the oldest, and I have 3 adopted sisters. So now I'm the middle child.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they're adopted.
They're well, my mom. Yeah, when I was 9, my mom adopted a little sister from China, and then when I was 12, we saw Cheaper by the Dozen. We saw all crappy movies. My family, we saw literally
Right.
everything. And I saw the relationship between the older sisters and the brother, and my mom asked, like, what do you guys want for Christmas? And I said, older sisters. And so she adopted biological sisters from Taiwan.
Isn't that
What?
amazing?
That's
And
so
they've-
adorable.
Yeah, and they've lived with us since. Yeah. They're
Wow.
25 and 24 now. Yeah.
Wow. So you were an only child, and then
No, I had a biological little
right, you
brother.
had
My
okay.
brother
Oh.
Pierre, yeah.
that's
Wow.
really
Oh my God.
awesome. What an amazing
Wow.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it all on her own, too. She raised the 5 of us on her own.
Oh my gosh.
Like, my brother and I went to see my dad. He lives in France, but the girls and I and
Yeah.
my mom.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
He must be a very nice boy. You know, boys with brothers, sisters.
Sisters?
Yeah, sisters are typically very
You're forced
sweet.
to learn about women really early on.
Yeah.
You have to be very tolerant, patient.
All men should be forced to learn about women.
I think so. Well,
in general.
The other half of the earth.
yeah, right.
I just imagine, like, on Christmas morning when some kids open a box and there's, like, a puppy in it. You're like, what is this 6-foot-tall box? And you open the lid. Sisters! Hello! Growing older sisters! Yes!
Well,
They walk and talk.
Thankfully, my mom respected them enough not to wrap them up for me. But it was near that.
pretty cool.
did they arrive with a bow?
Yes.
Okay, good.
2.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nicely
One
tied
giant
up.
It was in their hair.
necessary. Yeah.
Like the ones you put on a car, the giant bows.
Right. Exactly.
right.
I got one of those. That was pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting story. Do you have anything to one-up that, Katherine?
I mean, having no siblings, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I ask for something from Heifer International every year, so I get like a goat or a cow or a chicken for Christmas every year.
Yeah, do you want to explain a little bit about that organization? It's a really good one.
So basically what it is it's something that, you know, I always love giving back, and I think it's so important to do. And Heifer International is an amazing organization. They donate livestock and animals and seed and other supplies to families all over the world that need that in order to, you know, make money and survive. And it's a great way to give somebody an interesting, fun gift for the holidays or any time of year.
Yeah.
You can, you know, give them a cow
Do you
or
get,
a
do you
camel.
get to see
or
where your camel? Do you get to see where your cow goes?
No, unfortunately,
No.
I don't think so. But
Oh,
they send you a nice little card and they tell you thank you so much for your donation.
That's
You've
great.
now received a camel for Christmas.
And they also tell you what each animal, what it does, and how
Exactly.
it feeds this many people, or
Right.
it could make them this much money
Right.
for
Sure.
milk and whatever.
And they also
Great.
have a new program that they're doing where you can like help a young woman get through school or something.
Oh, yeah, I do that,
They have a new
actually.
women's
Very cool.
empowerment side to it as well, which
Awesome.
is very interesting and I think very important.
Yeah.
They should have like webcams like attached to the cows, so you could just follow your cow
Or you
all
could,
the
they could
time.
microchip the cows,
Yeah.
and it could be, you know, when
So
they
actually,
microchip
they've
the
got
dollar
an app that
bills.
works. iCow. It's coming out next fall.
That's brilliant. That is
all it's
brilliant.
at.
Cameron.
Those are both
Cameron.
great
Shall we-
stories. Yeah,
shall
let's
we-
get back
shall
to
we get back
this
to
great
the
story.
tangent?
So Lucy and Elena are gonna be evicted, and we see
Yeah.
this amazing scene where again Lucy is very much the adult in this
yes.
family.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Frustrates
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
it?
That face,
Yes, it bothers me.
That face you made, exactly what I was feeling while watching.
If her mom has been a single parent for 17 years, you'd think she'd have her stuff together by now.
I think Lucy's been a single
So, yeah,
parent.
Lucy's
that's-
for
and
14
she
years.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Bothers
true.
me.
She does have her stuff together.
But her mom always makes side comments that she has or used to have a drinking problem, but from what I see, she doesn't party anymore, so that's nice.
Well, I feel like they're always at like the bar.
Well, you know, I think Elena still goes out. Elena
Okay,
still
Yeah,
has
Elena,
her fun.
Yeah, she does.
You know,
So we
she
will
still
see
she
more
still
of that.
dates, you know, just about any guy that'll
That's true.
throw himself at her. Like the first episode, she's dating that. He was a really funny actor, but this
Avinash.
guy named Chef Avinash was
Yeah.
the character's name.
Yes.
Chef Avinash.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Well, she dresses too. She dresses like, younger than Lucy does.
It's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And I feel like in every scene it's very obvious.
Well, we see her this episode. Well, so
She's
Lucy.
trying to look good.
Yeah.
She's trying to look good.
Yeah.
Gotta find her man.
That's
Fair
part
enough.
of her.
I
sort
think
of
she's
prerogative.
reaching a big part of her character. She's reaching a point where like she's 35. She really shouldn't be playing the princess in the park anymore.
Right.
And she's trying to keep it for as long as she can.
So she's doing
you know?
everything she can to appear younger,
Yeah.
and fresh and new and more like her daughter, which is kind of a very interesting dynamic.
Well, we see Lucy going into training this episode
Yes.
for Princess Adriana. And I want to know, I'm dying to know, is there like a legit, somebody wrote out the story of Princess Adriana and Prince Valor and what that has to do with a raccoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we going to
yeah.
get that story?
I don't know. Have you seen that story?
Do
I
you
haven't
guys know
seen
the
it.
No,
story?
well, Ben Epstein, who wrote and created the
The
show,
creator of our show.
he showed me little bits of like he's created an entire backstory to the world of Happyland.
There is
Details of every character. I mean, just fun facts that he put around the park. It's crazy. It's kind of writers tend to do that. Like I know that Tolkien, the guy that wrote The Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
had endless amounts of content that never had actually made the books. And although this is very different from Lord of the Rings.
A little bit.
Slightly.
Yeah,
But
slightly.
I mean, there are layers and layers and layers to Happyland, and that's one thing I love about the show and these characters is that they seem stereotypical at first, but then as the series goes on, you just see these different sides, and it becomes so much more complex.
Yeah.
I personally love that about your character, Kat. She is one of my favorites thus far, and I think that she comes off, pretty hard, and then you just really start to like her, even at the end of the first episode. And I feel like you're not supposed to, but you do. Like it's kind of a back and forth. But
yeah, Harper rides that line between best friend and worst enemy.
But you can totally understand her.
Everybody. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's completely understandable.
She's very conflicted. She's boy crazy and fiercely loyal at the same time, but doesn't think about consequences. She just loves to live in the moment and see what comes her way.
Yeah.
She's also,
have fun.
I think what's tough is that her character is going through the most changes out of anyone, really. Her family just moved, they've made it come into a lot of money, and she just wants to feel like she's doing the right thing due to her circumstances.
Exactly, and I mean, Harper fits into Dazzle right away, even though she grew up in the brick, but there's that whole conflict because Will, who's her first love, does not fit into the brick at all, and doesn't feel comfortable there. And
fit into Dazzle.
Dazzle, sorry.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit into Dazzle and doesn't feel comfortable there. And, it's kind of this dichotomy, and she's really torn.
And we see in this episode how much they love each other. That they have their first
It wasn't
date.
hard. It wasn't hard.
Yeah?
No, we have a really good time.
Well, you guys, on your first date, your characters had sex in the park?
Yes.
And you joined that club, which is similar
We
to the Mile
did.
High Club?
Right?
And
Sweet and creative.
On our first date, which will tell you a lot about both of our characters.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so then your characters go to recreate it and run
Yes.
into the creepiest people having a meetup.
Yes. Harper's trying to save the relationship, and it just goes downhill.
Well, I want to know, is that
orgy.
a common, did you guys research, is this like a common thing?
orgies?
People having sex in parks?
haunted, or no, it was
In like
crazy.
In the
Schmiz
haunted
Land?
house.
Yeah, it was a haunted house.
Has anyone in this room been involved in a park orgy that could give us
That
some
just made
empirical
me think
evidence?
it's
I don't
from
know. I
Tweet
haven't.
us if you do.
Yeah, sure.
Tweet
Tweet
us,
it
yeah.
after
Let us
Buzz.
know.
I unfortunately cannot
Please
confirm or
don't
deny.
tweet me about that. I don't
There you
want to
go.
know.
I do.
I totally
I
do.
feel like that's some sort of weird, Craigslist, meetup
You
thing
love
where it's-
incest, but you don't like this.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, you're not into, exhibitionism?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the creepers, that's what my notes have them written down as. The creepers,
creepers.
interrupt the recreation of the first date.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, Will makes the greatest suggestion you can make when you're trying to save your relationship is let's go
really.
hang out with that other girl that I'm in love with.
So
Yeah,
innocently.
thanks a lot.
Then. So innocently.
I know, he has the best of intentions.
Yeah,
but
I didn't mean it like that.
Sure you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's
Well,
the first thing that comes to your mind when you don't know what
Right.
to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Lucy.
It's true, and Harper's starting to realize that more and more. I mean, Harper's always known that Will and Lucy were close.
And it's
they've
so
been
cool.
best
She's been
friends
so cool
forever,
about it,
but-
right? She's been awesome.
She's been very cool. Well, the thing is, I don't think Will wasn't aware, or at least I was playing it as if I wasn't
Yeah.
even aware of those
Yeah.
feelings.
Right.
Like, it's just something that you've been best friends with someone who you have so much in common with for so long, and you've grown up and they start to look different and you start to like, and then the person who you've been dating is a completely different person, and your world just starts to change abruptly, and Will doesn't really know what to do about that.
Well, I
Yeah.
think Harper handles it so well this episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I think so too.
up until let me explain what
okay.
I'm saying.
I wanna hear.
So Harper says one of the things that I think women around the world need to hear, and that she says that she thought that it was her fault, and that she thought that she was the one who had pushed him away.
Yeah.
But it's not about you.
Whoa,
That's
I
true.
think that's valid in certain circumstances,
Yes.
but Will wasn't being abusive.
No, but it's not
not her
Harper's
fault.
fault that you fell in love with Lucy.
Yeah.
Because she
It
felt
just
guilty
happened.
about the party, you
Right.
know.
Harper felt like she was being the narcissistic social climber.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got it on set every time. Not here.
No. That's okay.
That's okay.
We watched the episode.
Yeah, there you go. But Harper feels as though she's been the narcissistic social climber, and she feels really bad about that because she really cares about Will and doesn't want to leave him
No,
behind.
you've been
but-
fine. You've been fine, sweetie.
Oh,
You didn't do
thanks.
anything wrong.
Aw.
Thanks, baby.
So cute. Well, we'll get to how Harper then deals with things.
Yeah.
Because we have this great storyline with Elena, who kind of has been told multiple times this episode that she's a little bit too old to be Princess Adriana.
Right. It's budding. It's
She
budding.
goes to see
Ouch.
Jack, who's running the training, and I can't believe what he said.
I know.
Mind you, though, she pushed up the girls a little bit.
That's
She was
the shirt
kinda
I was
like,
talking
hey,
about.
big
Yeah.
boy.
Camille was really fun. We were all together watching this episode.
God, yes.
And, you know, we were making fun of that shirt that she had to wear.
Well,
She
it
was making fun
It
of
was
that
a great shirt.
It's a great shirt. She looks smoking, but you know, her
Amazing.
boobs are pushed up and exposed
Yeah,
because it's for the moment. But
Right.
she goes when he rejects her just hard in the scene. She in real life, Camille goes, "Well, my boobs are crying now." She got a big laugh out of it as well.
Yeah, it was good.
great.
I think that became a tweet, actually.
Did it?
I think it did.
That's
I don't know. I
awesome.
didn't think about
Insider
tweets.
info
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
So do you guys get together to watch the episode every week?
Yeah.
So far, we have been,
Love
and
it.
it's been really great because we're all such a family, and we have been since day one. So it's
Yeah, we love each other.
Yeah, we do.
We episode two, we got together with the cast of Awkward and the cast of Faking It and did
Yeah.
this big tweet-a-thon. That was a lot of fun.
Well, you guys were tweeting last night as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
we
so
weren't
you
all
just like-
together, but the
Okay.
Happyland cast was together.
Oh, so precious.
Yeah.
The Happy Fam.
Adorable.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Well, before we move on, I want to take a moment to thank our fans for watching and listening and streaming
Thank
and
you,
downloading.
fans. You guys rock.
You do, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments that we get on YouTube and the tweets that we get at us during the show and during when we're live tweeting and just anytime. We really appreciate it. All we ask, something very simple: go onto iTunes, rate and review the show. If you like us, give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, give us 4 stars, and leave a comment. Let us know what we can be doing better, what we are doing well, who you want on the show next.
And subscribe.
Subscribe. We do love it. We do. And we want to answer your questions. Speaking of, we have a question that came in via Twitter.
We've actually had several.
Ooh, let's
Several.
take them.
A lot of them.
I just are any of them RyanRottmanFans.net? We're all very aware of this account.
They are-
It's infamous.
Oh yeah,
love
they're
it.
The Happy
active.
Fam.
They're active.
They're great. I shared some behind the scenes photos when we got to interview you guys at in Santa Monica with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they shared it with everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Do
they are great.
How does that work? Do they contact everybody and they're like, give us content?
Yeah, I think so.
We want to make content out of it.
I think so. They tweeted at
They're
us.
such great fans.
That's
It's
awesome.
amazing.
Team Ryan is
Wow.
intense, I take it.
Oh yes,
Team Ryan.
Team Ryan.
But
is
are
very intense.
they also like Team Cameron? Like, do they have feelings towards you guys?
I mean, they're very Team Happyland. So
Okay.
we
Yeah,
we
they're
have
Team
really
Happyland.
strong Happylanders,
Okay.
which are great.
Yeah,
Cool.
a girl named Annabelle has actually asked 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one is, why doesn't Harper work as a princess and Will as the prince at Happyland?
Good questions.
Well,
Cute.
they wanted to kind of vary our jobs so that we weren't all in the character department. Not everybody. I guess all of the characters in Happyland are, as they are at any theme park, they're very much a specific type. And if you don't fit that type, then you have a different job. And so Harper is, one of those people that takes your photo unexpectedly and then tries to sell you the overpriced photo package, which is really fun. No, but who
One of the
knows?
best roles at a park.
Yeah.
Who knows what may come down the line?
Yeah.
You know what other characters may.
You're the park
may surface.
paparazzi, is what
I
you
am. I'm the park paparazzi.
I
But
did-
it made for very fun behind the scenes photos.
Oh, yeah?
So I always had a camera.
I don't think that Will would want to be a prince. I don't think that Will desires that, has the desire to be the spotlight guy,
Yeah.
I think that he's
Yeah.
very comfortable just having his blue-collar job. He likes having his friends, and he's just not a hotshot the way that Ian is.
Right.
I don't think it would fit him.
Maybe he'll
I
like it.
I also don't think that he's confident enough in himself. I don't think that he thinks of himself as, this very good-looking guy. And so he wouldn't want to be
Wow.
Prince
He might
Valor.
not think of himself that way, but a
think
lot
it'd
of
be
us
I
good
think
Yeah.
a lot of people would disagree.
I want to ask while we're on this, are you actually in the Ricky Raccoon suit?
Yeah.
Were you in the suit during the fight?
For the first part of we had stunt guys when
Yeah.
I was on the floor punching him.
I was so excited to hear about punching.
But
So you tackle him?
But I tackle him. Or
Oh.
I tackle him. They're very good with their cameras. I run up and I grab him, and then it's
then
as
they're
if it were a
mad.
tackle.
Oh.
But yeah, and it was
Heartbroken.
like 110 degrees out that day.
It was a very,
Very
very
hot.
warm day. I really felt for this
I wasn't
one.
in a good mood. At first I didn't want to do it, and they said, "No, Cameron, you told us you were a method actor. You're gonna do it." I went, oh, guys, I hate you. And I was very passive-aggressive all day, but then I got through it.
It's okay. You got through it with ice packs and cold water.
Yeah, that thing is hot, and so they cover me in ice packs when you get in there.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you think.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Giant.
My life is hard, guys.
It's very dangerous.
And you're not Daniel Day-Lewis. They can't expect that sort of method acting out of you.
I hope that they would. I want those expectations. Whether or not I have that talent yet, I want those expectations.
You deliver with the Ricky Raccoon.
Yeah.
That's step one.
You're gonna regret saying this. They're gonna have Ricky the Raccoon like jumping off a building.
Oh my.
And you're gonna be like, okay.
I'll do it.
But it'll be into a parachute.
That sounds like fun,
Guys, he just Will just got fired. So
That's true. Sorry, Will.
I will not be Ricky Raccoon here on out.
That's true.
That's my spoiler.
Well, spoiler.
Spoiler.
Okay, I have another question from Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Which
Annabelle,
is,
thank you.
what do you wish happens to Wilper? Which
I'm not a fan of this Wilper.
You don't like Wilper?
No.
You don't like
cute.
Wilper?
I don't like the term Wilper.
sounds like a dog.
I prefer
It does.
Harpill.
I think Harpill is gross. Wilper's cuter.
Harpill.
I'm right. Back me up.
Harpill.
Maybe it's just not meant to be.
They agree with me
Let
by
us
the way
know.
they're saying it.
Or
It just sounds like it just sounds like a receipt from a music store. Harpill. What do I wish happens to Wilper?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I'm always happy to be having a TV girlfriend like this because I feel special.
Yeah.
But
it's special.
I just want Will to end up with the girl he really loves.
That's true.
Who may be
We don't know.
Harper, who may be Lucy, who may be Shane. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I don't know. I mean, as much as I wish Wilper would stay together, we don't know what's gonna happen, and maybe they need a little bit of time apart, but maybe true love will win out in the end. We don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Great answers.
But we certainly have
We
a
have
lot
another
of fun.
5 questions from Annabelle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Annabelle. No, it actually this time it is Shidgit for life.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, you are familiar with this?
No,
We
but
are.
the shit gets are all the Shane and Bridget.
Shane and Bridget fans, and
yeah.
so
Should
they've
get.
kind of
Okay.
jumped on the Happy Land bandwagon.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
they're-
gross that I know this. We've been tweeting so much that I can recognize.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Will there be any hope for Wilper later on in the season? Same kind of question.
Maybe.
Anything can
knows?
happen. True love always seems to win.
I want to talk about the kiss.
Oh.
Let's get to that.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. I want to talk about what did we call Hean? The Hean.
Oh, the Hean
Harper
Harpian.
Harpian.
Harpians.
Harpians. Harper
Harpians.
and Ian. Harpian.
The I'm assuming drunk because we
Yes,
did see
very.
the alcohol.
Yes.
We didn't see them drink it. We just saw them.
No.
They were like, "Hey, look, alcohol. Let's make out." That's
Context clues
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
me.
indeed.
that they were drunk.
His
all about the
cure for
subtleties,
bad
come on.
days.
Yeah.
You know, not a good idea. Harper, like I said, Harper doesn't think about consequences for her actions.
To be fair, Harper, if you're gonna sleep your way to the top, you're on the right track.
Yeah, you're on
Thank
the right
you.
track.
Thank you.
So
She does have a little bit of thought.
She's creative.
yeah.
She's creative.
She's
while
career-driven.
She's doing it.
Maybe she is a social climber
Is that-
secretly.
She is. She
While
is
she's
Is that what you
planning-
say she's
while
doing? Is
she's
sleeping her way to the top?
planning
I mean,
dates.
she's a little bit of a narcissistic social climber. Let's be honest. Let's be
President's
honest.
son, you know.
Wow. I mean,
King's son.
the king's son.
Sorry, real quick. I
Yeah.
actually got a good question just now.
The other ones were good questions.
Sorry,
too.
Annabelle, you are a genius. Did you guys auditions for different roles other than Will and Harper?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I came back twice. I actually, funny enough, I went in originally for faking it
Yeah.
to play Greg's part. And they
Really?
they brought me back a bunch for that. And then this came up, and I went in for Ian's part.
Yeah.
And I went in once for that, and I said I wanted to try for the Will part.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I came in twice for that and got Will.
And I had a similar path. I was actually in the faking it realm as well for Lauren.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
And
the hair.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, it's normally not this color.
Okay.
But I went in that process. I was supposed to test for it, and something didn't work out, so I ended up testing for Happyland instead. And I had auditioned for Harper previously, but you know. I just
Wow.
Normally got
No.
gorgeous orange hair. Everybody
Oh, thank
loves
you.
it so much.
Thank you,
So your
honey.
natural hair color is the hair color we see on Happyland.
Indeed.
Wow, I thought this was a little more natural
No,
and
no,
that the red
no.
was fake.
Yeah, no, the red is real.
Wow,
That's
the more
that's
you know.
Bonaducci Hair Salon. You should go.
I know the Bonaducci
I don't even know. I don't know who Bonaducci is.
Danny Bonaducci from Partridge Family, the red hair.
Oh, wow.
You didn't even know you were
what
referencing.
A reference.
Wow,
no,
nice job.
so accidental. So accidental.
Wow.
So the last thing I would talk about in this episode was that Theo, the beautiful, beautiful Theo.
Someone's got a crush.
Oh no, everyone here knows who I like.
Uh-oh.
You got a crush on
Dilf.
James.
She loves dad.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Come on, guys.
We had this
Dilfy
conversation.
Chandler, come on.
Yeah, she,
Brady's the man, too.
I lost
He's
what we were
wonderful.
talking about.
We love Brady.
What were we
we love
talking
Brady
about?
Smith, who plays James.
Brady was talking about
We were
the
talking about
show.
Theo.
Yeah.
Knows that James had an affair.
Okay, not only does Theodore know everything, Ryan Rottman knows everything. The art creator, Ben Epstein, told him kind of all the secrets of Happyland that he won't even tell us.
really?
I believe so.
Why?
Karen didn't even know that.
We need him on here, and we will
No,
probe him for
because I
stories.
get on Ben all the time for telling me like what's going to happen season 2. And that
Okay,
kind of
well,
stuff. He doesn't tell me.
season two, regardless. But as far as like backstory goes, because his character is
While
supposed
we were
to know
filming,
everything.
he knew
yeah.
everything?
So as our characters are supposed to know nothing, and his is supposed to know everything. I think Ben filled him in
Wow.
advance.
I kind of like that though,
Oh.
because there were some big twists coming up, and whenever I got to read the
My
next script
gosh.
we were filming, I would get like really excited.
It's funny, we got the first 6 before we even started shooting, but they would not give us the last 2 until we were about to shoot it. And so we were all going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I
What's
didn't
going
even
on?
get the
Who's-
first 6.
Yes, you did. Yes, we did. We did the table reads for the first 6 before we started
yeah.
shooting.
You're so right. You're so right.
When will you learn?
He's like, my
When will you
whole
learn?
character is improv, actually.
I didn't.
I don't have lines.
Oh, okay,
The rest
so
of the
let's
cast
play off
members will
that.
tell you that my whole character is improv.
Well, no,
I just
I mean-
improv a lot.
Yeah.
I
You do,
improv a lot.
okay.
They
Yeah,
get,
but we
they
love
get
it.
upset.
Have you seen
don't
that
get
in the
upset.
show?
What?
Have you seen that in the final result on
Yeah,
TV?
yeah.
There's been a few,
A
yeah.
lot, yeah, sure. I'd like to give you a reference if I can.
There's the one about you said something about Ricky Raccoon's, or no, somebody said Ricky Raccoon's part of the family, and you were in the suit, and you go,
Oh, you're like,
so
we
you
must
said,
be cousins.
oh well, and then you said, oh, I wish I had my first cousin's car or whatever.
Oh, maybe that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I frankly, I don't even remember what's going to happen when I watch
mean,
the
we don't
episodes
need to
anymore
know.
because it was a long time.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of it is
Yeah.
improv. Yeah.
Every time before an episode airs, we all sit down before we watch it together and go, what happens in this episode
Yeah.
again? Can we refresh? Because it's been so long and so much happens. And we shot more than one episode at once.
I was going to
So
say, were you filming out of order?
even when we were shooting, we were a bit perplexed.
Yeah,
at
the way
times.
they did it is they set it up into blocks where it was 5 days for 2 episodes, and a
Yeah.
director would film 2. So we'd film like 1 and 2 at the same time, 3 and
Wow.
4, that kind of thing.
That is
Yeah.
confusing.
I mean, that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense because the episode ends and it's straight, like you continue.
Right.
So far, every episode has been the minute after
Right.
we cut.
Well, and on top of that,
Stays consistent.
Yeah, and our last week of shooting, we did all of our park exteriors we went on location to a theme park and shot all of our theme park exteriors.
Wait, so it is an actual theme park?
Most of it. The main street
2 of 'em.
is not, yeah, but we shot at a couple different
Okay.
theme parks. But during that last week, we shot pieces of all 8 episodes. And so we were beyond
all
confused.
over the place, yeah.
And had to powwow before every scene just to figure out what was happening
Yeah.
with our crazy relationships.
That is exciting.
I want to ask a question really quick.
Yeah.
First of all, your body language is telling me that you guys are really close.
Very close.
Are you
friends.
guys? I mean, is there a little something going on off camera? I love it. I'm just gonna take that as a yes. I don't even care.
No, I mean,
Well, I mean, we're
I don't think we have to answer that.
no,
you
we
don't.
don't have
You
to.
definitely don't.
That's
I just
Kylie.
want to know
I mean,
who on the show loves each other.
Everybody on the show loves each other,
I mean,
Kylie.
you're
all
It's
really
true.
good
Yeah,
friends each
we're all
other.
very good friends.
Great. On that
But
note,
past that, like, it's personal.
On that
Yeah,
note,
that's fine, that's
I think because there's so much more to talk about, it's time to go into predictions.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is where we just
Are
have to.
we have to
Now,
just zip.
your
No, you guys can
AfterBuzz
predict.
TV
Predict?
prediction.
I mean, you could try.
You can try. You can. We'll just look at you as we
This is
predict
our
things.
AfterBuzz trick.
I'm excited for
AfterBuzz trick.
Oh, I see.
So here's what we see in the promo for next week. We see. I have no idea what I wrote here. We see that Theodore is wondering why it's awkward between Ian and Lucy. Our PR intern returns.
Yes, the fabulous Chris Sheffield.
Yeah, and an Ian Harper date, and Dilf and Elena.
Dilf? Oh my God.
James, there are wonderful fans commenting and calling him Dilfy, and I support that.
Oh, this is
So,
hard.
predictions.
A lot happens.
Yeah.
Secrets, lies, and roller coasters. Continue.
I'd love to hear your predictions, ladies.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
I'm gonna
hard,
get a
but
kick out of it.
I'm just gonna predict that Harper and Ian won't last.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a fling, but not a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Sam?
That's all I got.
A fling, but not a thing.
Like not a
Hashtag.
relationship.
Yeah, that's the new thing. Hashtag fling, but not a thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I agree, but you know, Ian needs some love. Like,
Yes.
you know, and we don't want it to be from his sister. So I'm hoping him and Harper, will kind of like, you know, do a dance for a minute, and then she'll probably come back to you. As far as Lucy, I think she's kind of gonna be like, she's sad. I kind of feel bad for her, but she's basically taking her mother's part, which is what's gonna continue to happen, which is an interesting dynamic. But we'll see.
Awesome. Great predictions. I have no idea.
What do you think? What do you think
That's what we
about?
want.
Do you have an opinion on the future of Lucy and Will?
I think that Will is going to come to his senses that he's in love with her, reveal it. She's going to be like, what the F? You're like a brother to me. More so than Ian is. And then she's going to, by the end, it's going to be all like all those rom-coms. By the end of the season, she's like, wait, I do love Will. All like that.
Wow.
That's what I think.
I can see that as well.
As for
Interesting.
James and Elena, I think he is going to reveal that he almost left his wife for her.
And maybe he will again. Dun dun dun.
And I think they're gonna their relationship will resume.
What do you think of our predictions?
I think they're very interesting.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Thanks
you.
for
You guys
having
are
us.
so
We had a lot of
lovely.
fun.
Yeah, you as well.
Why don't you
We love
guys,
you guys.
share with the fans at home who don't already know for some reason where they can find you on Twitter or Instagram or wherever else?
We're all over all of those platforms now.
Tell
But
us.
Okay.
We're Happyland, hashtag Happyland at MTV Happyland. I'm Cameron Moulene. This is Kat McNamara.
Do you want to spell
Yes.
that for people listening?
spell
Yes.
what? My
Your
name.
name.
Your Twitter handle.
Your
Yeah.
Twitter
Oh,
handle.
it's just my
Slash-
full name, Cameron, which I think you can all spell.
Yeah.
Moulene, Moulene.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And my Twitter is Kat, Kat_McNamara, McNamara, and my Instagram is at KitKatsMeow.
Oh, that's cute.
My Twitter name was taken, and
That's so
I had to
cute.
do something.
Great. Kylie.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Kylie Hodges and tweet at me about the show. I love live tweeting the shows.
Awesome.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43, and you can find me online at samdavidsonentertainment.com.
Ooh, excellent. And of course, you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. You'll find information about the beautiful stylings from Siren's Boudoir. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And we'll see you next week for more Happyland.
Bye!
Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect
So
the
much
views
for
of
coming in.
AfterBuzz
This
TV
was
or its
great.
owners or principals.
I'm gonna come in and